Welcome back to Filling the Void After Dark edition. We don't do editions over here in this series, but in this case, we'll make an exception. It's the evening. I don't feel like dealing with the lights and the green screen. I'm enjoying the vibe in my office right now, so we're keeping the vibe, but I also want to get these summons done, and obviously I'm not going to do them without recording them. So we're using the stream setup, one of the stream setups today. So we got our Old Faithful, our Kraken, and Coke Lime, Coke Zero Lime, which I think I've talked about a time or two. It's really good. If you can find it, it's really good. And it saves you having to deal with limes. If you don't like dealing with limes. So anyway, we are stoked. We are stoked about these summons. This is our biggest summon session on the account. It's our first 2x on the account. I am pretty excited about it. Obviously, I'm not expecting anything super grand, but I think with 5 shards on a 2x, perhaps we can actually pull our first epic. We'll see how that goes. We have epics, but we haven't pulled an epic yet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm hoping we can get something that changes the account a bit. We are at 75 frags. We did manage to squeak out the dungeon divers right at the last minute. We finished the dragon tournament, so we've got a few options at our disposal now. We only need 25 more frags. We only need to do one more event. We can kind of pick and choose, right? So, dragon tournament's already done. I think there's an arena one. We talked about this. I'll pick one of them and I'll finish it, and we'll get a copy of this epic. So regardless, we're getting a new epic soon. But this is about our summons. So as far as any updates, real quick, I'm looking over here a lot to make sure my camera's not covering up anything super interesting. I don't know if we talked about this. We did beat Bommel, which I thought was pretty huge. It took us a few tries, but we did beat Bommel, which was pretty dope. We are not going to beat Scarab. That's not going to happen. And it's probably going to be a little bit before we can beat Secret Rooms as well. So that'll all happen when it happens. But we're going to have to use Destroy sets and have Blood Shield, because we don't have a lot of like synergy in a kit for the dungeon. So we have to really... And that's the nice thing about normal Scarab is really, as long as you've got Blood Shield, it really doesn't matter. We've discovered that on the other free-to-play account, where once we put Blood Shield on everybody and a little bit of Destroy in the mix, it's like, it's kind of a cakewalk. Hard Scarab, a little bit of a different story, but Blood Shield pretty much solves it for you on normal. Yo, nice, Rev. Akemtum is huge. Oh, and also Tremeria. So Rev is popping off. Rev is popping off tonight, so shout out to Rev. Congrats there. Let's go ahead and get to this, man. Let's go ahead and get to this. Five void shards. Can we make something happen? Can we make something meaningful happen here? 2x and 10x. We've looked at the 10x champ. She seems really cool. It would be far too high to have our hopes set on her. So I'm hoping on a usable, account-changing rare, or at the very least, an interesting epic. An amazing epic would be killer, but at the very least, someone that's interesting that we can put to use. And I think for our situation, most void epics are going to be that, right? I don't think there's too many I could pull that I would be bummed about. I think any we pull for our situation are going to be impactful. So without further ado, I'm going to make sure everything's good here. Audio's good. We're good. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and do this then. Chevalier. Is he the one that's got really good multipliers? Damage based on defense. He will ignore block damage and shield. That's interesting enough. We have a stun on the A2 on an A3. Crappy defense buff. And the crappy continuous heal on all allies. And faction crypt lead. Okay. All right. If nothing else, faction wars. Maybe we can figure out something else to do with him, though. Let's keep that going. Let's keep that. Let me see some purple, baby. Show me some purple. Don't be all blue. Daywalker. Have we pulled? I think I've already pulled a Daywalker on the account. Ally protection on all allies. Maybe not. block debuffs on himself, then removes all debuffs. So does he do that backwards? Does he not cleanse himself before he does that? Maybe I haven't pulled him yet. I don't know. I mean, maybe we can come up with something fun to do with him in arena. 21% crit rate lead in arena. I don't know, maybe. Places an extra hit if the target has more HP. He's an interesting one. HP champ, scales off attack. Cool, great. Cool, great, awesome. So far, nothing's moving the needle for me. My needle is unmoved at this point. So let's. There we go. 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 There we go, baby. We know I like her. I've got her on my other free-to-play. I have her maxed. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. We've got block debuffs for all allies. We've got a pretty substantial heal. It gets down to a 4-turn. That's big. That's going to be very helpful. That's going to be very, very helpful for us. Accuracy on all allies is going to be handy. Yeah, that's big. That's a big pull for us. We've got that's a pretty solid support pull. Between her and Tree Shield, I think we can build a team around them and they can kind of tag team the support / heals for us. That's going to be really nice. That's going to be really nice. So Ayla Lifebraid was our first epic we ever pulled on the account. How about that? That's a pretty good one. I'll take that. She's definitely interesting enough. Hollow. Okay, there's a poison. We kind of have to take what we can get here. That is a poison. Attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit decreases the target's turn meter and fills this champion's turn meter by 5%. I'm getting mixed answers about Toxic Set. If Toxic Set has a chance per hit to proc a poison, potentially could be fantastic for Clan Boss. I don't know if a 2.5% poison on an A1 is going to be enough to justify trying to keep this dude alive in Clan Boss. But also we can get his 4-hitter down to 2 turns, which could be very helpful for Fire Knight. Not to mention the turn meter manipulation. And then we've got ignores a little defense on the A3. You know, he could be pretty interesting. Attack lead in dungeons. Some ignore defense here. 4-hitter on a 2-turn with some turn meter manipulation and poison. Crappy poison, albeit, but a poison nevertheless. There could be something there. He could be usable, actually. He could be usable. That's a lot of multi-hits. Okay. All right. All right. Not anybody I think I'm going to expedite, but he'll get used, I think. And Confessor. Attacks one enemy. 15% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter. Have I pulled her? I think I've pulled her too. I think I've pulled her. AoE, decrease accuracy. That gets down to 3 turn. Chance of granting an extra turn. Crit rate in dungeons. Okay. Let's see if they were all new. He was new for sure. We knew he was new. Is this Confessor? Was she new? She was new. And she does not look like her picture, does she? Actually, no, I take that back. She kind of does. She kind of does look like her picture. I'll take that back. Who else we got? I guess they were all new. 5 red dots. Temptress must have come out of a green shard and Hollow. Who I think we can probably come up with something to do. Interesting enough. Daywalker, I'm not real sure. Maybe. And then our first epic ever, Ayla. Which I'm pretty stoked about. So we'll get her. And then we'll get this dude, Slixus, who I'm not sure, I don't remember if I've looked at officially. Definitely a cool skin. What do we got here? 2-hitter with a stun. 2-hitter, ignore shield, increase defense and strengthen. Each hit also heals this champion by 20% of the damage inflicted on a 3-turn. AoE before attacking, crit rate and crit damage buff on himself on a 3-turn as well. And then increases this champion's crit damage by 10% every time they kill an enemy. These stacks will not reset upon death. If this champion's Blades of Finality skill kills an enemy, the next skill they use will ignore 30% of the target's defense. So if this kills an enemy, the next skill they use will ignore 30% of the targets. That's a very interesting stipulation. And stacks the crit damage up every time they kill an enemy. Okay. I mean, yeah, he's going to be dope. He's going to be fun. He's going to be a good damage dealer for us. This is really nice. This is really nice. We have kind of a pretty solid AoE nuke for Arena. He's got some fun stuff going on. That'll be good. All right, the account's about to change. The account's about to change quite a bit. Did somebody else pull something crazy? Akimtum, after last month's Tuhanarak, Skullcrown, and Ursula today. Madam Sarah's Cardinal and Paragon. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. We can't be upset about our summons, but also everybody else needs to settle down with what they're pulling. You know what I mean? Well, don't rearrange it. Don't rearrange it. It should stay the way it looks when I clicked it. It should stay just like that. That's how it should stay. That's how it should stay. And that's pretty obvious, right? Okay, so we probably need to hit the Void Keep. Yeah, we need to hit the Void Keep pretty hard, actually, when it opens up. So we have a couple days, right? Yeah, we have a couple days. So what I probably need to do is make a bunch of food, because Ayla's pretty much ready to be 6-starred. I think she's going to go ahead and be my next 6-star. I think support is going to help us out quite a bit. I'm going to use her everywhere. I think she's going to be, for all intents and purposes, she's going to be the Wither of this account. You know, I pulled Wither relatively early in my old account, and she just kind of carried me through everything with the support. I'm kind of thinking that's what we're going to get out of her here. She's going to be very important for basically everything I do at this point. So we're going to get her 6-starred, and then I'm also going to start getting food made to get Slixus 6-starred. I think he's our next one. And then from there, still got to get him 6-starred too. So yeah, we need a lot of 6-star food, actually. We have a lot to do. So we have to get on that. We've got a lot of farming to do. Obero's still farming fine. I don't have to be in a particular hurry. We will also at some point, when I don't need food quite so badly, you know, fuse him some more copies to empower him. Probably fuse him some copies to empower him and fill up our faction guardians. There's a lot of Broadmaw fusing in our future. But it'll be pretty handy, and it'll be helpful for him as well, for Slixus. So yeah, I can't be upset about this at all. Obviously, it'll be dope when we pull our first legendary, but I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with this pull. I'm stoked to pull an epic that I know is going to help me. I have enough experience with her to know she's going to be very helpful for me. So we're going to try to get her 6-starred ASAP. I'm gonna start leveling her up tonight. Work on getting her 6-starred, and then in a position so that when the Void Keep opens, perhaps she can help us push a little bit, because she's got some pretty good support for us. She could even help us not catch the poisons that make the Void Keep kind of difficult for us, right? So yeah, I reckon next time you guys see her, she'll be 6-starred, and then hopefully we can get enough potions to get everybody ready to roll. So we are through the Dragon mission as well. We're now working on the Arena mission, so when we get through that, we'll keep this party going as well. And I reckon that's it. I reckon we'll call it here. Again, I can't be mad at that. I'm pretty pleased with that. We didn't get a Panthera. We didn't get an Ashwalker. We didn't get a Skeleton. I think that was a win. We didn't get a Harrier. yeah, I got nothing to complain about. You know what I mean? So I hope everybody's shards treat them well. I hope everybody has similar luck to the other people in this clan. And I'll see you guys soon.